Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear workshop. My name is Pat Bear and I'm here to build a Lego set and then also work on a model kit. I'm also here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the tier 2 blue emote in chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. If you feel like being a lurker, if that's all you want to do is lurk, go ahead and lurk. That's totally okay. Ghost Valve is here. Hello, Ghost Valve. It's a Saturday. I didn't stream on Thursday. It's been a hot minute. Hey, Bobby Dice Roller. Happy to have you here. Welcome, welcome. If you didn't know, I took Thursday off. Originally, it was because last year I was competing with the Game Awards and we just didn't have people and it bummed me out. Bobby Dice Roller just subscribed with Prime. That's 46 month. Thank you so much, Bobby. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site tier 2 blue emote in the chat and thank Bobby for the continued support. Appreciate you very much. Thank you. Last year we just didn't have anybody show up, so I was like, I'm not going to do the game. I'm not going to go against the Game Awards. I'll take Thursday off. Planned ahead for it, and then I ended up picking up a shift. So I didn't even watch the Game Awards. I still haven't watched the Game Awards. I picked up a customer service shift last minute. It was a half shift, but it was like most of the Game Awards, and I was like, perfect. Now I don't even have to watch it as a mod for Jeff Gersman. I can just not be there. That's fantastic. I have the results list. Yes, I have watched the clip of John Vignacchi getting down to Snoop Dogg. I've watched a couple of the trailers. I watched like one speech, but I haven't gone back and watched it. I haven't watched anybody's watch along. I haven't watched the thing just in its entirety. None of that. I don't need to. I got the results, and that's kind of all I need. We'll talk about them. We'll get into that. But yeah, I haven't streamed since Tuesday, where I ran some CPU versus CPU matches in WWE 2K24. That was a really fun stream. I didn't realize that sometimes an update can reset some of the settings that you put in. So I had a lot of slowdown in the first match, and I had to go into the settings and realize, oh shit, yeah. That setting that helps with multi-person matches had gotten turned off, so I'd turn that back on. That might be a new weird thing because every update can fix a problem that didn't exist and cause a new problem. But yeah, I haven't built anything since Monday. So I'm looking forward to doing that tonight. Hey, Last Brick, welcome. We have got let me just say here, sorry, I'm itchy. Lego's Shadow's Escape set. This is Shadow's Escape. This is, he's in some sort of containment field or confinement container, and he busts out on a motorcycle, and that's cool. And then there's some sort of mechanical thing that's being piloted by a duck, and I don't know what that is either, but we're going to build that. We're going to finish that. We already have Shadow and his motorcycle done. John asked, does Shadow have a Lego gun? So the answer is no, because this is movie Shadow, and I believe that movie Shadow doesn't have a gun. This is not video game Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, currently, does Shadow the Hedgehog have a gun? Yes, because I fixed, yeah. So there's no gun in the movie. This is a scene from the movie. Lower the overhead. But if you look closely, Shadow has two guns because the A-Team set, I kept the guns that came with the A-Team knockoff Lego build. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep these guns. I have other guns. I have a spaceman with guns as well. I kept all the guns. Now, did I keep the guns because someday I would purchase this set and I would need Shadow to have guns? No. But as soon as I bought this kit, did I think, oh, I'm gonna put guns in his hands? Yes, I did think that. And I also decided that Shadow stands on his motorcycle instead of sits because it's way more dramatic and silly for him to be standing on a motorcycle with two handguns. That is just a funnier outcome. And this is the little mechanical monster thing that we'll be building, we'll be finishing. And then we have to build the thing that he escaped out of, the containment device, the container. Put Pat in charge of the next Sonic Shadow movie. Yes. Look, I think that once you introduced Shadow the Hedgehog, you can then make him even edgier. A good guy who is edgy for comedic effect, you could definitely do that. Also, the next movie has Big the Cat in it. Because it does. If you don't put... if the credit scene, if the end credit scene in this movie isn't hinting at or introducing Big the Cat, what are we even doing here? Obviously, the fourth movie involves a bunch of other characters, but also Big the Cat is one of them. Yes, you put Rouge the Bat in there. Yes, I guess you put Amy in there. Right? You put Amy in there and Big, but you fucking put Big the Cat in the fourth movie. We have to have Amy in there. Yeah. Standing on a motorcycle, spinning around, shooting pistols is the ultimate move. Yes. Big the Cat was my favorite gameplay part of Sonic Adventure. Here's the thing. Knuckles just wants to fight and is kind of jokes on occasion. Shadow is like an anti-hero. You need the pure childhood delight of a Big the Cat. One, Big the Cat. Kids love him. He's a big cat and he's doopy and lovely. People want to get on board with that. And two, the characters in the story like Big the Cat a lot because he's pure of heart and he's great. In the Sonic comics, Big the Cat does not give a shit if you have changed your body because you are part mechanical or whatever. You are still you, and Big the Cat respects and loves that. Big the Cat does not care about... Big the Cat worries for you, but does not care if you go through external changes to be your true self or whatever. Big the Cat is just like, fucking chill. Yes, everybody loves Big the Cat. Big the Cat gets it. So like, yeah. Big the Cat is an ally, damn it. So like, I don't know. I feel like if you're going to do a fourth movie, you put Big the Cat in there. Yeah, I guess Big the Cat has good dad energy. Yeah. Or like your friend's older brother that you're like, oh, he's not cool, but he's awesome. Like that kind of thing. I don't know. The uncle that you're not related to by blood has a son, and he's not your cousin, but he is your cousin. But you're still just like, well, he's family. Big the Cat is always family. Harold just subscribed, tier 1. That's 85 months. Thank you so much, Harold. Let's do the Bear Cave Lego site. Tier 2, blue emote in the chat. Thank Harold for the continued support. So anyway, Harold, hello. Happy that you're here. Happy Saturday, my friend. I'm gonna throw some emotes in the chat. Got some renewed subs. That's lovely. I was gonna say maybe big brother, big sister volunteer energy. Yes. Big the Cat is Big the Cat is not related to you by blood, but Big the Cat is family. That's what I'm saying about Big the Cat. So Big the Cat should be in the fourth movie. That's just think in your head, Ben Schwartz calling someone big. It just sounds good. Come on, big. In Ben Schwartz voice as Sonic. It's good. We want that. We need that. Anyway, they'll probably make a fourth movie. I don't know. The Knuckles series apparently did fine, viewership wise, and this movie will make a bunch of money because it's a holiday movie that isn't Moana 2. So like, older kids will want to go see it. I don't. Who knows? Maybe Moana 2 is making a ton of money. Yes, Harold, unfortunately, this is, you did come in during the Big the Cat discussion, but we're pretty pro Big the Cat, in this chat. And hey, to each his own, I understand it. Everyone isn't for everyone, you know what I mean? There are characters in fiction that I am not a big fan of that I know are beloved, but yeah, I'm a big Big the Cat guy. He's chill. And in a series where no one is chill, everyone is extra in the Sonic universe for good reason, but everyone is fucking extra and big. Except for Big the Cat is the least big. He's big, but he's not big. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, teach their own. All right. So I got some numbers to talk to you about. As we start working on this Lego set, let's get into this Lego set. I got some numbers to chat with you about. That's right. We're gonna do some number crunching here. We're gonna talk about some numbers here because the Twitch recap came out, and I thought I would talk about my Twitch recap as a streamer. At the time of the release, so not the full year. This is not the full year because we're not in 2025 yet. But up into this point, when this was released, I had streamed 206 times. I have not done more than one stream in a day, but it says that. So I've done 202 days. What that is counting is some days my internet went so dramatically bad that it didn't count it as a reconnection. That's what that means. So on those days, so really I have streamed 206 times on 202 days. 202 days out of that is still a lot. There were a few times I remember this year the stream restarted on Twitch's side. Yeah, so that explains that. 202 distinct days streaming. If you combined all of my hours watched by you and folks like you, that equals 3,723. Now remember, I have streamed 202 times, and my streams are 2 hours and occasionally over 2 hours, but very rarely. There have been some subathons which were like 4.5 hours, so that's still a lot of hours watched compared to how many I've done that. My top categories that I've streamed this year are, of course, Makers and Crafting in at number 1, Just Chatting in at number 2, and then WW2K24, Power Wash Simulator, Hearts, and Hearthstone. That makes sense to me. I mostly do model kits, and then occasionally I do some Just Chatting. And then occasionally I play a game that doesn't fit in there. Or like Just Chatting also takes into account Pat Bear's Anime Club Live and, of course, the tier makers that we did. Hearthstone I'm a little surprised about. I think it's just because, like, I'm surprised Hearthstone is more than Pokemon Black. I imagine Pokemon Black is probably number 6. That's going to be my guess. But obviously I don't know. Let's finish this build here. This part of the build here. Let's see. My top amount of viewers was probably this is 465 viewers, and I'm gonna guess that was my January subathon. My beginning of the year subathon must have been the one that hit that number because it's a wild number. Because I got raided by Jeff Gersman on a Friday. That's my guess. All right, we finished bag 1. Now we're moving into bag 2, which I've already knolled. I pre-knolled bag 2, so we can get into it. Now we're going to build the contraption that Shadow was trapped in, because he's escaped from it. So don't worry about it. Everything's okay. Don't worry about him. He's all right. My top tags of the year are model kits, building, and English. I don't know what that means. There were, in my streams, 14,028 chats sent. That's wild. My top emotes were, the number 1 was the Bear Cave emote, followed by the Lego emote, followed by the Scythe emote, and in 4th place, of course, the blue emote, because there are only 2 people that use the blue emote. For a little while this year, there were 3 people, but I don't even remember if the other person that was a tier 2 used it. So, my biggest fans of the year, which I think is chatting and using, I think it's chatting and then also using emotes and also using channel points. But that's Aristophan, Ghost Valve, Lashbrook, Lord Crashington, Harold, H-Bomb and Friends, and Dustin Forrester. Good luck next year to anybody that isn't in my top 6. I wish I had more of that. I wish I had more context for what that means. I don't, and so my apologies. Yeah, thank you, John. We received 68 raids this year, which is pretty cool. Our top raids came from H-Bomb and Friends, Shanix Kitsune, and Artistic Biologist. Thank you to everybody that rated. We have sent out 200 raids, which means 2 streams I didn't raid, because that one must have meant that we ended the stream with numbers that were so low that I was like, I don't even want to do it. Or it was a weird time where there was nobody for me to raid. But 200 out of 202 streams, I didn't, I raided, which is why, we'll get to later, my nickname that I was given this year, which seems like an insult, but is related to the rating. So we'll talk about that when we get there. We rated the most Mary Kish, followed by Matt Wiggins and Arthur Geese, which makes sense. All those check out, because we do try to raid Mary every time we can. Clips of the year, there were 10 clips made of me between a couple people. This year, I received 147 new followers, which is kind of low, but not bad. 141 new subscribers, which of course takes into account gifted subs, which was phenomenal. 4 hype trains, and 476.5 thousand points spent on the channel. Thank you for using your channel points. My recap, based on the recap data, my nickname is the Raiding Grass Toucher of the Year, which just means that I raid a lot. But it does sound like a fucking insult. But apparently it's not. Apparently, that just means that I raid a lot, and that's okay. But it does seem not great. Okay. Now, just because I think it's kind of neat, let me talk about my viewing. Remember that I am a mod for a couple people, but primarily for one person, because one of the people I mod for didn't really stream much this year, so I didn't get much of a chance to moderate for them. I watched 486 hours on Twitch, and part of the reason why that number is because of moderating. One of the reasons it might be lower than previous years is because I've been watching a lot more stuff on YouTube during the day. Instead of having Twitch on in the background, I have YouTube streams on in the background a lot, and then just YouTube videos in general. So I've watched less Twitch than I have in previous years. I have been watching a stream on Twitch, at least one stream on Twitch, 329 days of the year. That's a fucking lot. The top categories I've watched are talk shows and podcasts, retro gaming, and then Penn and Teller, Smoke and Mirrors, Just Chatting, and special events. Penn and Teller, Smoke and Mirrors is because Desert Bus for Hope. That always ends my list because I watch a lot of Desert Bus for Hope as it happens, and so I see a lot of hours of that game. So again, this was, to me, not a surprise that was the number there. Let's see. I watched 360 hours of Jeff Gersman because I'm a moderator. That does mean that sometimes I have left. Not specifically, particularly, actually, this is, something's wrong here. Oh, I missed a piece. Did I miss a piece? No. Something's off. Sorry, everybody. This should be even, and it's not even, so I missed a step somewhere, and I need to figure out what that step is. Oh, okay, so that's like that. Oh, yeah. I have just missed a step on this build, so brick separator, go. Let's see. I sent 2,147 chat messages as a viewer, which is a lot of chat messages. Okay, so I missed this. This goes on there. And then this goes on top of that. And then when I do that, put it there, then I could put this here, and I could put this like that, and that thing goes there. Okay, great. Figured it out, folks. Let's see. I spent a lot of chat points because occasionally we do like channel point betting in Jeff's channel, although we haven't really done that in a while because Brinty kind of ran that. I watched a lot of hours of Loading Ready Run, a lot of hours of Desert Bus. I have almost a full day of Desert Bus. I am almost at 24 hours for a stream that runs a week. That's pretty good. A lot of hours for Mary Kish and Arthur Geese because, of course, raids. And Mary, I am most likely to stick around at the end of a raid than I am just about anybody else that we raid. Because Mary fucking rules. And she only streams once a week, so, you know, easy to kind of hang out, see what's up. Okay, this is on the wrong spot here. This goes like that. And that goes like that to line up with this. Okay. All right, we finished that. Now we can build the next section of this here. And yeah, those are all my... also, should also say that my emote stuff is mostly my own emotes because, of course, I do that. I, post my emotes a lot. Okay, so let's talk about the Game Awards. The Game Awards happened on Thursday. As I said at the top of the stream, I did not watch the Game Awards this year. Because I was doing other stuff. Did not obviously co-stream it, didn't watch another stream of it. Haven't checked it out. I did watch as I mentioned, I did watch John Vignacchi dancing and having a great old time and singing along to Snoop Dogg because that's very fucking funny. And the camera loves John Vignacchi. Someone speculated that they knew who it was, and I was like, no, he's just having such a good time that they instantly were drawn to him. Because why wouldn't they be? So I have the results here. Again, I only watched some of the trailers. I didn't watch the actual event. I'm not the biggest fan of watching award shows in general, especially award shows where the awards are not as important as being there. So, here's what I can tell you. Player's voice. This was several rounds of voting. This was all audience vote. The nominees were the folks that didn't win. I will do that. Wuthering Waves, Elden Ring, Shadows of the Erdtree, Genshin Impact, Zenless Zone Zero, and the winner was Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong won the pure audience vote, which is like, yeah, all right, sure, cool. We have the Game Changer Award. This is a new award. This, we'll talk about the award itself, and then we'll talk about a little bit of context around it. This award went to Amit Satvat, I should say. He is in the game industry, and he was given this award for his work in helping game developers that were affected by layoffs. He created a job database, and from various sources, it seems like that he went out of his way to help, and that this is actually beneficial. That recruiters do use this job database to find talent, and that numerous people have gotten work from Amir's work, which is fantastic. That there's Discord, and then there's opportunities, and it seems like it genuinely has helped people out that were affected by layoffs, which is fantastic. Now, we do need to have some context. We did not have a future class this year. There was no future class. There have been plenty of future classes before, and also I should say, future class doesn't end when the Game Awards end. It's basically like admission into a group. And of course, they do get combinations and help with travel to attend the Game Awards and do some networking stuff. And there is a Discord and resources, and it's apparently been very cool and people really enjoy it. And the person that runs it for Keighley is apparently super committed to it. And I hear very good things about the future class. Now, there was no future class this year. There was no announcement about the future class. There was no announcement the future class will be pausing. There are a lot of people in the future class because, as I said, it's cumulative. But there was no announcement they were going to pause it or refocus it or take a year off or it's done. We don't know. They haven't said. Did this replace it? Is this an addition? Is it like, well, there'll be some years where there won't be anything? We don't know. It does bear mentioning that last year, a majority, not all of, but a majority of future class members, including all of the new future class members, as well as thousands of other game developers, sent an open letter to Jeff Keighley saying, we would like you in the Game Awards, because this is a global community and there are many game developers, not just who are supportive, but also who are Muslim and who are Palestinian, that we would love to hear the Game Awards support Palestine, or at least fucking mention it. That didn't happen, of course, and there was no mention of it. And last year's class was, let's just say reduced over previous years. Certainly. Hello, Lord Crashington. Thank you for being here. So that bears mentioning. That is not to take away from Amir's work. It also should be stated that Amir is an executive in video games. And he does spend some of his own personal time and energy helping out people affected by layoffs. But his literal job is finding companies for NetEase to buy. And what happens when NetEase buys companies? So, while I appreciate the work he's done, I don't know if it's fully altruistic, or if it maybe, perhaps, is a bit, I don't know, some sort of shame that he has for the fact that his job is to, in practice, not by design, but in practice, lead to layoffs. Just going to put that out there. But again, game changer. What for a world where he wouldn't need a job database to help people out. What for a world. But again, glad he's helping. Best esports team went to T1. They play League of Legends. Yes, Harold, perhaps. The best esports athlete is Faker. The best esports game is League of Legends, which makes sense because of who won the esports and athlete. And the best VR AR game went to Batman Arkham Shadow, which I hear is pretty cool. Reminder again, there is an audience vote. It does not count as much as the jury. The jury is made up of people from Games Press and influencers and writers about gaming from all over the world. We don't know every single person except for the folks that do go out of their way to mention, oh yeah, I do this. Okay, this is not... So what did I do? Oh no, okay, we're good. I was like, what's wrong with this? And the answer was nothing. I got confused for a second. Best sports racing went to EA Sports FC 25. Again, this is a global voting. Yeah, makes sense. Best sim strategy game went to Frostpunk 2, which I will admit I forgot came out this year. I hear good things, but I forgot it came out this year. Best family game, Astrobot. Best community support, Baldur's Gate 3. I know there are some people that were mad that it wasn't Fortnite, because Fortnite certainly does a lot of things during the year, especially 2024. And you could argue that adding a bunch of content is supporting the community. But in my own personal opinion, I will just say, and again, people vote how they want to vote. The jury votes how they want to vote, all of that. The only thing I will just say is it's not the most things that a developer does for the community or just in general. It's like the things that are quality of life improvements, listening to the community, like putting in things that we not just we heard you, but oh shit, yeah, all right, yes, that kind of stuff. And Baldur's Gate 3 has been doing that. The innovation in accessibility went to Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. I apologize. I did not do my due diligence. I have not learned what accessibility features they are touting about Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. I wish I knew. I wish that the website, when the nominees came in, said anything about it, gave possible examples. But yeah, I unfortunately can't get into that. Best fighting game went to Tekken 8. This is, to me, not a surprise that Tekken won this. I could have seen a world where Multiverses did, because a lot of people played Multiverses. But I think also there's a chance that some people didn't know it came back. So Tekken makes sense to win that. I'm glad Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection didn't win. I know that not everyone agrees with me, and it's okay to not agree with me, but I feel like no matter how much work they did to modernize those games, it's still a collection of old games, and I still don't think it should have been nominated, but it didn't win, and I'll shut up about it, because I know that I am, not everyone agrees with me there. So I get it. Best action game went to Black Myth Wukong, which makes sense. Look, would I have liked Helldivers 2 to have won an award? Of course. I would like Helldivers 2 to win many awards. I thought that game was pretty fucking great. But I'm still playing it on occasion. Just calm down a bit because my crew has moved on to other games. But still, I still like it. Best action adventure went to Astrobot, which, yeah, I mean, I guess it's an action-adventure game. Sure, not an action-adventure, sorry. Action/adventure. Action-adventure is a different thing. But yeah, I can see that. Content Creator of the Year went to Queso, because this is not a pure audience vote. It is not a pure audience vote, so Queso wins. Congratulations, Queso. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. But it's an honor just to be nominated. And we all know that on that list, the number one content creator of the year was, of course, Usada Pekara. Because that's the funniest outcome. Damn it. Damn it, jury. How dare you not vote for the funniest possible person to win that? Damn it. Come on. No, you got to go for the person you think. Yeah. Thing is, well, that's the thing, right? Like, Pekara is huge, but is Pekara huge in gaming? Is Pekara huge internationally to people in the jury? I don't know. And then the 10% that or whatever that is audience. Did Pekara can get a lot of her YouTube audience to go and vote? I don't know if she mobilized the troops for that. Again, this was not a pure audience vote. This was a jury as well, and the jury should have made the right funny call. That's my opinion. Games for Impact, which again is so fucking vague that I hate the name Games for Impact. I wonder how much of the 10% or whatever the audience vote has ever changed the outcome. I don't know, John. No idea. Also, I should mention that the jury doesn't have to vote in every category, and in some categories they don't vote. Some people don't vote for things they don't have any interest in or knowledge about. So in those instances, that 10% could be a huge difference. Neville won Games for Impact. I don't pretend to know what the fuck that really means. It feels very vague. Best role-playing game went to Metaphor ReFantazio, and hell yeah, that's a fucking, now that's an RPG. Because I think Infinite Wealth is cool, but Metaphor came out late in the year. Also, you all know, but some people don't know, because some people will be like, wait, why isn't the Game of the Year listed here? Why wasn't my Game of the Year nominated for anything? And that's because Indiana Jones didn't come out in the window to be voted on, so it didn't get voted on. The fact that Dragon Age got nominated for anything means that some people got Dragon Age pretty fucking early, or didn't spend a lot of time with it before they nominated it for things. But yeah, it didn't come out in the nomination window. It is eligible for next year. Will it list? Sometimes that happens. Not always, but sometimes. Most anticipated game went to Grand Theft Auto 6, one of the categories that shouldn't exist, does not matter. Who cares? But yeah. The industry and people watching at home are the most interested in Grand Theft Auto 6. Both independent game and debut game. And a reminder, independent game and debut indie game, some of those nominations overlap, but the idea is that indie game, but debut is supposed to be like the majority of this team or this individual have not released a game before. And the independent is just any independent, but in this case, both times the winner was Balatro, which feels well-deserved. That's my game of the year. That feels well-deserved for me. Best multiplayer, Helldivers 2. That is probably my favorite multiplayer. That is certainly my favorite multiplayer game that is eligible for the Game Awards, because I'm really fucking liking Marvel Rivals, turns out. But again, not eligible. Best adaptation went to Fallout. I have heard very good things about the Arcane series. Never watched a minute of it. I've also heard that the Tomb Raider, Legend of Lara Croft, is fun. Have not checked that out, so I cannot comment on that. But I have heard some people are enjoying that thing. Best audio went to Hellblade 2. Best score in music went to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which feels a little bit like cheating, but also, yeah. Best performance was Melina Jurgens from Hellblade 2. Sure. There's some union voice actors are still on strike. We'll say that. Best narrative went to Metaphor ReFantazio, which I have heard has a pretty fucking cool narrative. So hell yeah. I'm glad that won that. Best mobile game, Balatro. Another like slam dunk. I will say for myself, yeah, that's the game I've spent the most time playing. Well, honestly, no. I've spent more hours playing Pokemon Go this year than Balatro, but Pokemon Go wasn't nominated for Best Mobile Game, so sure. But my best mobile game is still Pokemon Go. Best art direction, Metaphor ReFantazio. Yeah, hell yeah. I get it. I need 4 white and 4 red here. Had best poker-based card game goes to Balatro, indeed. Best gambling game, Balatro. No. Best ongoing game, Helldivers 2. Hell yeah. This was. I mean, like, if it didn't win community support, winning best ongoing, to me, yeah, that's a no-brainer. Of those nominated, maybe that should be Fortnite, maybe, but hell yeah, Helldivers 2. Best game direction, which is a strange category in my opinion, but they're trying to feel like an award show, so you got to do your equivalent of best director. I get it. That went to Astrobot, and then game of the year also went to Astrobot. Congratulations to Astrobot, the game of the year. Is it your game of the year? It doesn't matter. This is not your game of the year awards. This is their game of the year awards. Just like my top 10 list won't be the same as your top 10 list. Just like my anime awards, which I'll plug later in the stream, is not the same as Crunchyroll's next year. Their anime of the year might not be my anime of the year. It could be, but it probably won't be, because my anime of the year came out at the end of last year and the beginning of this year, and those don't do as well as anime that can come out towards the end of the year or in the summer. So my anime of the year, which you'll know about in a week from this Monday, won't be there. Pat's will be better than Crunchyroll's, I'm sure. I mean, maybe. If your top 10 list isn't the same as mine, then it sucks. Yeah, Lord Crashington. Speaking of my anime top 10 list, that video does come out on the 22nd, the 23rd, Monday, December 23rd. You will be able to see my top 10 list as a video format. It will not be a written list because I don't have a co-host anymore, because co-host isn't a thing anymore. And so I don't have anywhere to have a physical list. I could make a blog for it. I will just have the video speak for itself this year, which I think is fine. My list is my 10 anime are on the list. There's just one problem. Weird Wednesday Christmas. Yeah. My top 10 list is not ordered yet. I know the 10 anime that are on my top 10 list. Here's the thing. One of them is very high on the list, but not every episode is out yet. This very week, the 12th episode will come out. And I think it's easy enough for me to say that episode is episode 12 of Dan to Dan comes out. So, I know Dan to Dan is on my list. I just don't know where on my list Dan to Dan is. You know what I mean? So I just don't know yet. It's on there. It's somewhere. But, I kind of need the last episode to come out so that I can vibe with it and think about it and come to a conclusion on where it sits on the list. There's another show from this season that I think is probably where it needs to be. Okay, so I'll say this. I have 2 runners up in case the last episode of Dan to Dan and the last episode of a romantic comedy series that I won't name yet because I haven't really talked about it. I've just been enjoying it on my own time. If the 12th episodes of those 2 shows really fuck up the landing, then yeah, I could bump it down. This other anime could get bumped off my list and something else could sneak in. I don't know. Also, it happened again, folks. Whisper Me a Love Song, episodes 11 and 12 didn't come out. That show came out in the spring season and ended in the summer. And unfortunately, episodes 11 and 12 didn't come out. They went on hiatus. And those 2 episodes air December 29th, which is outside of my window. Much like this year, I could have included, because the last 3 episodes came at the end of the year, Zom 100. But Zom 100, I liked, but the last 3 episodes... Hey, turns out the last 3 episodes weren't that great. So it didn't end up in my top 10 this year. But Whisper Me a Love Song gets my ends up with an honorable mention, and next year could end up making my list. But right now, it is not on the list. All right, so if I press this, this happens. That's pretty cool. So we do have a little bit of action here on this. So the idea is that this is not the escape hatch. This is some sort of like, you know, thing here, and then he drives through it, and then it knocks everything. It messes everything up. It's fun. This is a fun little bit of business where it all kind of falls apart. You'd be surprised if Dan beefs it. I mean, yeah, Lashbrook, but I can't lock my list in, my order in, until the last episode. Occasionally, I've watched some shows where I'm like Frieren, right? Frieren didn't end until January, or not January. It went through, right? It was a 2-core, but they started with a couple extra episodes because they did 4 in the first week. So by that time, a lot of it had aired. I was comfortable with what had aired, putting Frieren on my 2023 list at number 2. And this year, it was the anime to beat for the entire year. There was nothing that was closer to it than that. So it was just like, well, somebody's got to fucking beat that, and we'll see if anyone does. All right, we have completed Shadow's escape. Shadow has escaped, everybody. We did it. I thought this duck sat on this thing, but it doesn't. I don't know what's going on with this little duck. But yeah, we got our little play set here. We gave Shadow a gun. We've got this thing. We've got some extra piece. I got an extra eye if I need it. Got some extra pieces that'll go in. And when I donate later in start of next year, I'll do my next donation of Lego pieces. But yeah, that's completed. Looks pretty fucking cool. Yeah, so like I said, I don't know exactly what's going on with my top 10, except that Toll skipping Shadow. Yeah, he's escaping. It's Shadow's escape. And then we'll get a photo of this, and then we'll move on to the next build. Yeah, so December 23rd, which is a Monday, you'll see my top 10 list. It's the last, usually at this point in the year, I have completed my last video of the year. I haven't yet. This weekend I did my last 2 for Kuma Baer. So I have all of Kuma Baer for 2024 done and uploaded, but I still need to record this next video this weekend. And then my first video of the year I'll have to do later, which is fine, because, you know, got to get those in. And then also, luckily, my first Pat Bear's Anime Club of the year will be recorded on New Year's Eve. So that works out pretty good for me. So gaming news. Of course, we didn't have gaming news on Thursday to talk about. There's some trailers, all that. I'm not going to talk about it too much. We do want to say that congratulations to the 461 employees at ZeniMax Online Studios that have unionized. This is the Elder Scrolls Online group here. They're under the CWA banner. Let me take a photo of this set, complete with guns. And then we'll clear this stuff off and start working on a model kit that was purchased by Aristafan. Aristafan bought me 3 a model kit, a Lego set, and a Mega Construct set. So I got a bunch of stuff to build, thanks to Aristafan. But we're starting with the model kit. But yes, 461 members are spread across the United States. And this is, of course, a studio owned by Microsoft, who, because of the merger, made it clear that they were like, hey, we do not have a problem with people that are trying to unionize. That sounds cool as hell if you want to do that, which I'm sure they don't really believe, but they needed to say that. So people are taking them up on it. Oh, okay, we got to get rid of Shadow. Get out of here, Shadow. We don't need you anymore. And then let's bring in Verde. Here it is. We are now starting on the Sergeant Verde Buster Gundam DX set, which is an SD kit. And I hate this instructions immediately because they are very small. But yeah, we're going to build all this stuff. There's a lot of armor. This kit just has a ton of stuff. Did they hire anyone in the studio to loudly talk about how unions are bad near the water cooler? No, John, they legally aren't doing any of that because of the merger. Because of the purchase of Activision, they literally are one of the only companies in video games that was like, hey, unions are cool. And then people are taking up on them. They are not fighting unions. They are not stalling. They are not saying that the Teamsters are influencing. No, to their credit, and also to their own probable detriment, they are being supportive in this instance. Let's see. This union comprises of web developers, designers, engineers, graphic artists, and more. And that rules. Earlier this year, the World of Warcraft development team formed a wall-to-wall union. Well, John, the nice thing is, once you make a union, all you can do is fuck around with that union, right? Like, once a union is formed, you can, of course, and Microsoft will be shitty to the union, but they're not stopping the unions from forming, which is great. So I am not, and please understand, I am not saying, hell yeah, Microsoft. I am saying, haha, Microsoft, you wanted to buy Activision so badly that now you have unions. Ha ha ha. Like, joke's on you, now people are unionizing because you couldn't out in the open be like, shit. Yes. So yeah. Good news in gaming. I wanted to call out good news in gaming. In a move that probably will be okay. This is a hedge your bets might be okay. Yes, we take the W's where we can. So in this case, I think we're maybe taking a W here on this, but you know, who knows? Open to interpretation. We may be taking a W on this one. Nintendo now owns all the shares of Monolith. They had a majority of Monolith shares since 2007, and now they own all of them. Effectively, Microsoft now owns the people what brought you Xenoblade Chronicles and such, Monolith Soft. They had 80% back in 2007, then they had 96% in 2011, and now they have all of it. So they now effectively own them. They are also the co-developer of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. They made the first 2 Splatoon games. They have made a bunch of Animal Crossing games. And their next game is the Xenoblade Chronicles X remaster. So the thing is, like, obviously, when a company is absorbed, so you're telling me now absolutely no chance of Xenoblade Chronicles coming to the PC. Well, I mean, I could tell you that before, Dirty. That was your answer before. They make Xenoblade Chronicles they don't own the license, they don't own the IP of Xenoblade Chronicles. So no, that was never coming to PC. But now, yes, definitely it's not. They used to own because they own Xenosaga. They own the Xenosaga stuff. And most of the things they've made are on Nintendo. Now, you know, so for the team itself, hopefully this means more support. Hopefully this means more benefits and better working conditions and all of that. A Japanese company buying them means that Nintendo would have to, like, do a lot of bullshit in order to lay off a bunch of them. You can't just say redundancies. And you can't have Monolith Soft lay off a bunch of people as part of the sale, because it was just a buyout of stakes in the company. So you have all that, and hopefully that translates into people keeping their jobs. But again, because of Japanese law, and I am no expert in Japanese law, but because of labor laws, there are protections in place for people, and hopefully that will lead to people keeping their jobs and all of that. The only a white piece of plastic in this kit is here on the face. We got to put it on the face. Then we got to put a bunch of stickers. There's so many stickers. And then, oh man, this kit has, I didn't tell you yet, folks. This kit has a lot of stickers. I know some people who work at a large company in Japan, and they can make your life hell until you willingly accept a termination agreement. Yes, John, of course. Because they can't lay you off for that kind of reasons, they can certainly make life very difficult for you in order to get you to agree to leaving. Yes, the hard sell of the soft leaving. They certainly could do that. That brings us into this story, actually, unfortunately. Soft layoffs. The buyouts are happening with many folks at Ziff Davis publications, including IGN, GameIndustry.biz, and Humble. Not Humble Games, but Humble, the whole thing. Because, of course, they already laid off all the Humble Games people and then started partnering with some of the Humble Games people that started a new company. Okay, so this one, the inside has a sticker and the outside has a sticker. There's so many goddamn stickers on this. 44 is the first one we'll do. 41. Let me do 41 first. 41 is this sticker. But yes, I do love stickers. Look, and as I said on the Discord, Kat Bailey taking the buyout for IGN, considering like how much she's jumped around at jobs and all of that, that is to me anyway, an incredibly bad sign for the future of IGN. If Kat Bailey is seeing the writing on the wall, then that's a really bad sign. But yeah, I mean, it's bad for IGN in general to not have Kat on the squad, but it's certainly bad for IGN in the long run. Yeah, I just think that things do not sound great. 18 and 20. Let me put 18 and 20 on here. Basically, voluntary buyouts, right? They just say like, hey, what if you left? We'll give you this deal. Those buyouts are better guarantees than if the company is actually going to lay people off, and severance packages and all that. They are certainly better than keeping those people around from their end of it, of course. There is now only one full-time writer at GameIndustry.biz. There are now one full-time and then a bunch of freelance and contract workers, which is wild considering that is a well-respected and well-visited by people in the industry publication. One might even wonder if Ziff Davis ever even knew that was a thing that they were purchasing when they purchased lots, because that is, of course, a big part of it. In the same way that Ziff Davis clearly didn't want to be an indie game publisher. They just wanted to have a store to sell games. They wanted the Humble bundle part, not the Humble Games part, very clearly. And they're willing to have it for a little while, but yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Kat, who, of course, one time also ran US Gamer, which lost many people along the way. The CEO of Gamer Network, Simon Maxwell, has taken a buyout. Let's see. Alex Stedman, who was a news editor for IGN, took that. Let's see. The head of GameIndustry.biz, Christopher Dring, said that. The editor-in-chief, James Batchelor, is leaving that. Basically, yeah, everybody's at GameIndustry.biz is pretty much gone. And a bunch of people took buyouts. It's just, yeah. And a lot of, quote unquote, a lot of Humble staff have taken buyouts, basically. And, this is a thing that, like, I'm not saying is, like, none of this is good, but it is, like, understandable. Again, like, taking the buyout adds some finality to it, right? You're not waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're not waiting for the next round of layoffs, and are you going to be in it? As someone that has dealt with that, there were a bunch of layoffs at my last full-time employment, my last full-time job, and I wasn't in the first round, and I was surprised. I had survivor's guilt from that. I was shocked that I had not been let go. And then when I got let go in the next round, I was like, well, yeah, that makes sense. But that was like a month and a half of me like wondering when the other shoe was going to drop. And then the other shoe fucking dropped. And it was just like, ugh. And it was a little bit of a relief, but it also fucking sucked and wasn't great. And of course, a IGN employee, a current IGN employee who is still working there, was quoted anonymously from Aftermath saying, "I think the big thing for me is they haven't really communicated plans as to how they're going to fill that work. We're all just kind of at sea. Some of the folks leaving filled very essential roles. Management also, as you've seen, fired 2 other folks in the last few months and laid off 3 others earlier this year. And we've been on a hiring freeze for a bit. As you can imagine, we are strained." So yeah, no word, apparently, at press time, no communication from Ziff Davis about like, what are our next steps? We laid all these people off and we're not going to replace them in some capacity. What does this mean for you? And so, yeah, I can totally understand. Like, look, the difference between getting a buyout and getting laid off in December, to me, is like, yeah, I get it. I would probably take the buyout rather than wonder, if a lifeboat is offered, get in that lifeboat. I think it's reasonable. People Can Fly laid off 120 people and shut down some development plans they had, which is, they're the people that made Outriders, and that's a lot of fucking people. And they're basically writing off a bunch of work. Last year, they opened a new studio, and maybe they shouldn't do that. They shouldn't have done that. Sometimes it's better to have that guarantee and know what's in front of you rather than be stuck wondering. Yeah, sometimes it just is. Sometimes it's just better to get out while the getting's good. I need number 44. Sorry. That was 41. So it should be the one that looks like 41. Ah, it's over here. Oh, it's blue. One of the ears is blue. Okay. I was like, where's the other red piece I need? And it's not. This ear is blue. Oh, it's blue and red because these are caps. Great. Yes, all cab also includes the Sergeant Verde Buster Gundam DX set. Okay, so for folks keeping score. also included. Because yeah, this is I believe a cop vehicle. We are headed towards more worker-owned outlets of note than legacy outlets owned by big companies that are bleeding workers to try to get air for them. Yes. But also, we are 2 years away from half of what you just mentioned not existing either. Because there is no... how do I put this? Worker-owned outlets are doomed. Which is just my practical, sad reality. Because there's only so much money to go around from people's goodwill, unfortunately. I wish there was more, but it's just really fucking hard out there. And every new one that opens up is competing with the other ones for that money, because it's very hard to open up new revenue outlets and get new people invested in. You know, hey, when your favorite person leaves a site and starts their own thing, that could be the thing that motivates you to finally do it, but it's hard. It's hard to for that. You know, I'm not the first person to comment on that, but it is unfortunately true. That it's not, you know, there's no guarantee, but also it's not like it is a get out of jail free card, unfortunately, either. But there are layoffs so people can fly, and the last one I'll say is 99 developers got laid off at W Games Montreal, and that number is significant because that is not 100 people, because 100 or more people laid off in Canada is a different kind of support that you need to give. Fuck you, WB Games Montreal. But yeah, 99 is exactly as many as you can without it being a bigger fucking annoyance for a company. And when I say annoyance, I am being pissed off and angry about it. But yeah, we're going to continue working on this kit. I'm going to switch gears and try to be a little more positive. Because doing my game news right before the pause for the cause is always a weird thing where I'm like, maybe I should have ended with the union efforts or being bought out by Nintendo is better than other companies buying you out. But I should have probably switched that up, because instead I'm just going to talk about how, there's only so much money out there. If you want to support me financially, there are many ways to do so. I make it as easy as I can because your support means a lot to me. Now, everything I'm about to tell you about is optional. You are under no obligation to do any of these things. If you would like to, I would love that. But again, you don't have to. Here are some ways that you could help me out financially if you like to. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber here to the Build with Bear Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 Blue emote in chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here financially through cash money or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime linked with your Twitch, you can use that if you want to. You get that token, and then you could use that for me if you want to do that. You could gift a sub. You could be like Aristofan and Mr. Kung Fu Grip and an anonymous person that gives some subs and gives some subs because that's the thing you could do if you wanted to. We have had no bits, no cheer this month. If you want to be top of the cheerleader board, you could do that as well. There are other ways to support what I'm doing here financially, and of course you don't have to, again. But if you want to jump in on my Patreon, you could do that at patreon.com/PatBear. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for different tiers. I would love to get my Patreon back over $100. It is now under $100, which is, it happens, I get it. I would love to get it over 100. If you want to jump in on that, you could. Let's see. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBear, over on my YouTube. Over there on the old YouTube. Subscribing is free. If you just want to subscribe, you get some videos, turn on your notifications so you know when I post a new video. That's cool. You could do that. If you want to become a member over there for just $2 a month, you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. Now, I've already announced, but I'll remind you, that Pat Baer's series that you should check out, Kuma Baer, my ongoing Wednesday series for 2024, is also my ongoing video series for 2025. I'm going to keep doing Kuma Baer because I really like it. I really enjoy doing it. I think it's very fun, and it has genuinely made me a little bit of money, which trickles back down into the channel, like directly, and also increased my viewership year over year, which is great. I'm better off this year than I was last year, where 2023 I went down in subscribers. So hell yeah. Now, all of those are ways to monthly support me. If you would just like to help me out here on occasion, you could through my Ko-Fi or my PayPal. If you want to do a tip jar, that's a tip jar right there for you, baby. And everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, which includes AdSense. So watching my videos helps me out. Like my Kuma Baer videos have made money. That's going to go back into the channel, along with Twitch and Patreon. It all goes into a fund, and out of that fund, I buy model kits. The Lego set that I just finished, Shadow, who has guns here. Shadow has guns because of your generosity. Past you helped out present me build that cool Lego set. If you would like to buy something to help me, you can through any of those means, that'll help me out. Or you could be like Aristofan. The kit I'm currently working on right now, the Sergeant Verde Buster Gundam DX Set SD. I am currently working on this kit because it was bought off my Amazon wishlist. I have other things off my Amazon wishlist that I'll be happy to build in the future as well. If you would like to buy something for me to build, you could go to my Amazon wishlist. When I receive it, I will make a YouTube video called a mailbag video about the thing you purchased, talking about it, and then also it jumps the queue. I have other things to build. I'm not going to build those things because people bought stuff off my wish list. I got Lego sets. I got model kits. I have inexpensive kits. I got expensive kits. Ooh, I'll say this. There is a Gundam Build Fighters kit that I haven't built before. The Schwartz Ritter is currently $20, which is a huge sale from when it was added to my list. Want to buy that kit for me? Give me a Christmas present? Make it that model kit? You could do that if you wanted to. And that dropped in price since the 2nd. That's awesome. But yeah, I got inexpensive kits, expensive kits, kits that never go on sale. Amazon still hasn't fixed their wish list, so I can't organize my list, which I used to be able to. But if you wanted to, you could filter it by price low to high if you want to see what the cheaper things that are available, because I do always have some cheap options. And hopefully someday they'll fix this list and I can actually sort things, which would be great. But yeah, if you see something there you'd like to see me put together, you can always pick it up off my wish list. My alternative to that is Throne. I have a Throne wish list. I recently updated my Throne wish list. If you would like to buy something for me to build, but you don't want to use Amazon, I gotcha. And nothing on my Throne wish list is a thing from Amazon, which sometimes happens, and I've made sure isn't happening in this case. And then the most convoluted way to support me financially, the way that people have done this, you can go to USA Gundam Store, buy a gift card there. They'll send you an email with the gift card code. Then you send me a whisper on Twitch or a DM on Twitter with that gift card code, and I will use that gift card code to buy model kits from USA Gundam Store and then build them. And it'll jump the queue and they'll get the video, and it'll be like everything. So if you wanted to, you could. Do you want to? I don't know, but you could. Those are all the ways to support me financially. If you want to help me out, but you don't want to spend any money, I get it. I got a Discord you could join. My Discord is full of kind, wonderful folks. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on. It is a cool place, and we'd love to have you there. We'll leave the light on for you. You can join in if you want. A couple video links for you to check out. Pat Baer's Anime Club. Again, I talked about the next one that I'm recording. The most recent one that is still there, obviously for you to enjoy, is my awards, is my end of the year anime awards. Some of them are positive, like my biggest surprise or the best remake. And some of them are negative, like biggest disappointment and biggest disappointment personal. That's right. One anime disappointed me so much that I needed to shout it out, even if another anime disappointed more people generally, like objectively was bigger disappointment. There was one that I had to fucking dunk on. So some of them are positive, some are negative. There is a best initial D reference this year. I'll leave it at that. It's the first award, and I'm expecting someone to call bullshit on it, but it counts because I said it did because it's my anime awards. But I could see some people being like, Pat, come on. Anyway, and then Kuma Baer. So this is fun. Kuma Baer is my anime recommendation series. Every month I have a different theme. This month's theme is 90s anime. So I recommended Dragon Ball Z, which is hilarious. It's very silly that I'm like, you know what's a good anime you should watch? Dragon Ball Z. That's silly. But it's a great anime, and I also talk about how that's silly and I'm recommending it. But like, I can't not talk about one of the best anime in the 90s. I already talked about a sleeper hit in the United States, Slam Dunk. I gotta talk about one of the hits too. One of the big boys. A show so good, I'll talk about an offshoot of it later in the stream. So that's all the stuff I need to promote. What's going to happen now is I've got some anime to talk to you about. We've got to jump over to the screen here. I do need to drink even more water, and what I really need to do is I need to dramatically transition back to the overhead camera so I can continue to put fucking stickers all over this goddamn kit and try my best to read these very tiny words. And we're going to do that right now. All right. Hell yeah. Let's talk about episode 11 of Dan to Dan and episode 10 of Dragon Ball Daima. Hell yeah. While I get some pieces out here. Again, Dan to Dan is going to be in my top 10 list. Where it sits, I'm still not 100% sure, but it is going to be on that list because it does whip ass. But again, I'm not 100% sure where it goes. Excuse me. Episode 11. At the end of episode 11, the end of episode 10, a dude showed up. Gigi is here. Gigi looks kind of cool, kind of badass, kind of nice. And Okarun is immediately just like, is this dude fake? What's up with this dude? Is this dude cool or what? What's going on? Who's this fucking guy? Gigi also kind of acts kind of goofy, just out of nowhere. And immediately I'm like, I don't know about this guy. Grandma, Seiko, is just like, yeah, Gigi's going to live here, which is wild. And this is our chance for the party to break up right now or go their separate ways. Ira Lily basically just says, like, hey, I know you're plotting something. I'm going to go get allies, which she thinks Momo's a demon. Momo isn't a demon. She's just a psychic. We know that. We know that Momo isn't going to try. We know that shit will probably hit the fan, but it's not because of Momo. Momo will be, of course, involved. Sticker 42, everybody. Sticker 42. That's sticker 41. Where are you, sticker 42? That's sticker 60. It's so nice that these stickers are organized, and I'm lying about that. All right, it's some kind of eye sticker here, so it's got to be sticker. Where are you? Sorry that I'm now pausing my recap here. 41. 46, 45, 42. There you are. You're a blue sticker. There are like 60 stickers. I'm going to try to be positive about how many stickers there are. There are 60 stickers. All right, so not the top one, but the one lower. Let's see, because this is going to go like this. I gotta figure out how this goes in. Okay, so that goes in like that, and it's the middle, so it's in the middle of there. That makes sense. I guess I could make this way bigger and look at it too. Oh no, see that's... Okay, yeah, red, blue, red. Okay, that makes sense. Make that small. All right, so it's gonna be the middle one there. All right, now I need to pop this out because I going to need to look at it. All right, it's the middle one here. Okay. Wait. Wait. Sorry. So it's this. Yeah, can I put this on behind? Can I just do it with it set up in here? Maybe. No, probably better. All right. Sorry, buddy. Okay, so she leaves, and then Okarun's just like, hey, I'll see you tomorrow. Okarun also is going to give them time. And then Momo's just like, hey, well, why is Gigi staying here? And apparently Gigi's parents are in the hospital. So Seiko is just like, yeah, I thought it would be nice to help them out. Gigi basically says like, hey, I'm sorry that I picked on you when we were kids. And I didn't believe in what you were saying. I can see ghosts and stuff. And a monster started showing up. And as soon as it showed up in my house, then everybody in the house started feeling, my parents started feeling real bad. That is what is being told here. So, sorry, let me just... I don't know how the sticker is supposed to go. Sorry, let me just try to get this. Nope, that's not right either. Okay. I'm gonna get the sticker on. The nice thing is on Monday, when we continue working on this kit, it'll be at the... I'll be doing some stickers at the start of the stream. And I am usually less frustrated by stickers at the start of a stream. That's too far. All right. I'm going to say that that is good enough. See how it looks. Did I do this well enough? Yes, that's fine. Pop that in there. And then there's, of course, stickers that go on there. So we have to then apply 23 and 24. Well, first we'll do the easy one. This one's the easiest one because it's the badge. All right. So yeah, this creature showed up and spirit mediums have died trying to help, which feels like a thing you open with, or maybe you talk to Seiko, the strongest person you know, before this. But yeah, apparently psychic mediums are not able to help with this. And so the parents, apparently in their injury state, were like, you should definitely ask Seiko to help you out. So that's why he's here, apparently. All right, so I need stickers 23 and 24, which are white stickers here. Okay. These are 2 stickers. Sorry, bro. Real annoying work here. And then... Okay. This is actually 2 stickers, I think. Yeah. Okay. Whew, got that off. Great. One more little sticker and we're done with the head. Of course, there's no panel lines needed here because most of this kit is black. So we won't be doing a lot of panel line work, but we will be applying a lot of stickers. There will be some, because there's some red here, so I might panel line that. But the dark green panel lining is going to work on, and the black is not going to show that or be necessary. So not a lot of panel lining to this kit, but a lot of sticker application, as you can see. There, I have now put all the stickers on this thing. Hooray. So now we can move on to, I don't know, maybe we'll do the chest next. This chest only seems to have 3 stickers, so we'll get a little bit of a break on sticker application, and I can work on other stuff we need to do here, which is a bunch of A parts here. So let's work on that. Okay. Let's see. Seiko said so Seiko can't help, right? Because you're like, well, why wouldn't you ask Seiko? She's really strong. Her powers apparently are only in the city they live in, so she can't go and help. It wouldn't work. But Momo could do it. Momo's powers could work. And Momo does not seem super interested, but Seiko's just like, the clothes you want me to buy, I'll take care of it if you do this. So that's how that works. Gigi ends up attending class, and Okorun is concerned. You know, he's still Okorun, but he's like, well, like, what's going on? What you know, childhood friends, all that. They're living together. You know, he's a little worried about what's going on. Because like, what if they started dating, or got together again? You know, would she lose interest in him? You know, which is, you know, not necessarily in a romantic way for him, but Okorun like definitely considers her to be a close friend, and he doesn't really have many of those. So it makes sense that his insecurities are kind of coming out. Totally understandable, if not, you know, reasonable, but very high school that he's like, ugh. Let's see. Momo tells Okorun when they meet up that she wants to prevent Okorun from doing anything funny again. You know, like getting weird. Is this right? This looks okay. I think this is correct. We'll find out if I've messed this up, but I think right now I have this correct. So I need A1 and A2 and A10. A1 and A2 and A10. 10's right there. And then A1 and A2. Gigi shows up and basically just like Gigi shows up with like a yogurt to show her, and it's just like, is also this dude worried, or is he, what's going on with this? It was a weird little moment. And then like a doll shows up, and it's like an atomical model shows up, and the like Okorun tries to like run at it, and it gets pushes him aside, and then Gigi ends up like helping Momo out. So Okorun transforms, and it's probably like, I don't know if Okorun should have done that in front of Gigi, but whatever, he does, because it's more important for their safety and all that. And then the model runs away. And then Momo still has a psychic connection with it, so she starts doing some symbols, and it starts freaking the fuck out because it is apparently in pain from what Momo is doing. And so then Momo leads them to the dump where they find the model. And apparently, this is where we revealed that the psychic ability that we currently have our girl using is the ability that will allow her to manipulate the model's heart, because apparently it has a heart. Momo tries to figure out what's going on. It hears the name Hana. And the name of the model apparently is Taru, and Taru is looking for Hana. And that's another, and Taru is a male looking for the female anatomical model named Haru. And Okarun, like, there's a moment where it's just like Okarun's just like, yeah, I get this. Sometimes you meet somebody and it really changes your worldview. Like, Okarun is just like, I totally get what's going on here. I'm picking up what this model is putting down, which I think is very funny. It is a funny little weird scene. Sorry, I'm struggling here with this model. With this, I think I'm doing this just wrong, and that's frustrating for me. I think this is right. But then when I go to put these in, like, this should slide in. I feel like this should slide in between the two of them, but it doesn't. It does like that. That feels wrong. Yeah, this feels wrong, which tells me that this is wrong. But this feels right. But then, so this should be higher than the... Was this 8, 11? Yeah, okay. Sorry, everybody. It was be like that. That doesn't feel right. But maybe it is. Maybe this is right. No, that's definitely not right. I'm wondering if this is actually on properly. I just had a piece in my hand just flew out of my hand. So hold on. I'm going to go to the pre-show thing because I got to get out of my chair. I have no idea where that piece just flew, but a piece of this model kit just flew, and I don't know where it went. I have no idea where that went. Oh boy. God fucking damn it. We'll go back to... Gonna go back to the overhead camera here in a second. Okay. It is very rare that happens, and in order to take a piece off, I put pressure on it and pulled, and then it did come off and flew out of my hand. And again, that rarely happens. So that means that I cannot continue to work on this part of the kit. I will move on to another part of the kit, and then I will find this piece of plastic somewhere. I have no idea where that will be and how I will find it. I'm just going to have to move. Like, the hope is that I just find it in a weird place. Like, that it flew off on the floor and I can just find it. Like, I'm looking around here. I don't see it. But I'm hoping I'm hoping against hope that it just ends up in a very obvious place and I can just find it when I need it. But yeah, I can't continue to work on the chest right now because that piece is missing, and that piece connects these two pieces together, which is important. It's important to have those two pieces together. The chest doesn't work without it because it's the connector piece between these two parts of the chest. So, can't do that. Can't work on the chest anymore. Gonna have to work on the chest after. I don't know what I'll do if I can't. I mean, what I'll do if I can't find that piece is stop working on the model kit, which I don't. I mean, I can do everything but, I guess. I don't know. I don't actually have a good answer for what to do if I can't find that piece. I don't think I can make something that would fit it. If I've broken a piece, I can usually play around with something, but I don't have an answer for what to do with that. So the answer is I have to find that piece. I am hoping that it just ended up in an easy to find place and I can just find it. Then when I put all these trays away, I'll find it, or that it flew out into on the floor behind me and I can find that, or that it landed on top of my PC case. Yes, I just have to find a piece of black plastic later on my own time, and that's not your time. Anyway, that's the end of the episode. Gigi, I think, acts like a goofball, but isn't a goofball. It'll be interesting to see what happens next episode with that, like what we're leading to with this, what's going on with these two. Like what does all of this mean? But yeah, intrigued for the late season edition of a new character. I'm going to work on the waist since I can't work on the chest right now. We'll just work on the waist because I think that at least will be interesting. Now I'll talk to you about Dragon Ball Daima episode 10. You may remember at our previous episode that there's a new Majin, not Majin Buu, a new Majin that's like Buu, but made by the same person who made Majin Buu, which, you know, of course is fucking terrifying. But yeah, there's a new Majin on the block named Majin Ku. And they are visiting the Tamagami, Dr. Arensu, who has helped, you know, make all this happen, is taking it because the idea is they want to, they also want to collect the Dragon Balls from this area here. Let's say I need G213. So we'll get that going here. Yeah, so they also want to collect Dragon Ball. Ku fights the Tamagami number 1. Meanwhile, Goku and the crew meet with Warp, and that allows them to travel to the second demon world because they already got the Dragon Ball on the third demon world. So now they're going to the second. So they're not even at the first world there. Hybis and crew are traveling. Vegeta's just like, yeah, when I get the Dragon Ball, I definitely want to, you know, return to how I'm supposed to be. That's Vegeta's big plan. Vegeta, who feels like such an afterthought in this particular series at this point, is just like, yeah, I definitely want that. Goku's group shows up in the second demon world, but then a bunch of soldiers show up to attack the plane. Goku leaves the plane so they can fight everybody. It's pretty fucking dope and pretty fucking fun. Goma is just like, send everyone to the first demon world. In an ongoing thing, a thing that I am definitely sick of saying over and over and again, Goku's team's vehicle gets attacked, but this time it's by a Kraken, so that's kind of fucking fun. Everybody escapes. The Kraken is crashing it. Pansy needs to get back into the plane. And then Goku has to show up to rescue Pansy because Pansy is going back into the plane that is being fucking attacked by a goddamn Kraken. Oh, Pansy went back for the Dragon Ball, which, like, yeah. Because at first you're just like, what are you fucking doing? And then you're like, oh, yeah, well, yeah, actually, yes. Why didn't anyone else think of that? Why didn't anybody else make sure that they had the fucking Dragon Ball as soon as possible? Good job, Pansy. All right, so I need 7, 8, and 9. This is 7, this is 8. Where's 9? It's this one here. Okay. These are butt stickers, but we still got to put them on. I literally don't know where this goes. I don't know where this goes. Well, I can look at the instructions, because the instructions should have some color here. That doesn't help. And then I lost the sticker somehow as well. What the fuck is going on with me? Sorry, everybody. I'm suddenly a bit of a mess. Don't know what happened there. But yeah, I was like, I don't know where the sticker goes. Let me get the instructions, look at it, and then the sticker disappeared off of my X-Acto blade. So now I'm like, did it end up on here? It's okay if it did, because I just kind of want to look at this kit and see if I can figure out where that was supposed to be. Like, it's fine. This is the back end of the kit, so actually no photo is really going to tell me where it's supposed to go. But I still would like to know where these stickers end up. Okay. Let's see. G212 is this piece. Definitely this piece. And goes on like this. And then this is going to go on over it. So I don't know where that sticker was supposed to go, but I don't know where it ended up, and that's okay. It's all right. Yeah, it's just a weird time. Just having a weird one, everybody, all of a sudden. Again, it doesn't matter too much. I'm not too concerned about it. I will find that sticker. The piece of plastic I am way more concerned about than I am a little sticker that I don't know what I ended up doing with, but the sticker will turn up. It's the rest of it that I'm like, I don't know. Because these stickers make sense to me. They go here, and the thing covers it up. Where sticker 9 was supposed to go, I actually don't know. But it's okay. Nobody will even fucking notice. We'll know. We'll know, because we're the real ones. Let's see. They go to a planet. Basically... Shin is just like, we should wait for the other group to come pick us up. We should wait for that crew to come get us. Goku eats some bugs, and that allows him to sense Vegeta's energy, so he can communicate with Vegeta, or Goku find him, and he finds them, and he's just like, hey, there's a big Kraken, so look out for that shit. Hey, guess what? Majin Ku couldn't beat. Goku defeated the third Tamagami. Majin Ku couldn't do it. Couldn't get the job done. So they have to leave. They didn't get it to work, and Ku is gonna get fired, and Ku's just like, don't fire me. which is a weird little thing. But yeah, we get a whole scene where Ku is just like not interested, not excited about the idea of being fired. But yeah, turns out Ku not as strong as one might have imagined, which is interesting. All right, so that's done. And then this needs to go on here. And again, I don't even know where that black piece was supposed to go. I assume it was supposed to go under here, but we can always put it on over it if we need to. Yes, that's where it was supposed to go. Okay. So that's, yeah, it was supposed to go like around here, so there would be some gold behind it, but it's okay. And then this goes here. Okay. Got that done. Now we got to make some parts with eye. So we'll get some eye together. Eye is this. That's the only pieces on here, so that makes things easier. Let's see. Glorio, they meet up with the rest of the crew because Goku went and found Vegeta and everybody else, so now everybody's together. Shin talks a bunch about Namekians, and we get to hear from Piccolo his thoughts on the planet, because, like, hey, Piccolo doesn't really have a lot of interactions with Namekians, but, you know, he is Namekian, so it's kind of interesting to have him be like, you know, his thoughts on what's going on with all that. And then also Bulma's like, hey, Shin, give us some fucking backstory about this world. Probably shouldn't be making things out of Cybermen, says Lashbrook. Lashbrook, I would agree with you. Yes, one of the flaws in Majin Ku could be that some of his components are Cybermen. Let's see. The good Supreme Demon King wanted to expand the demon realm. And so he asked the Majins to create the universe. Ryumas is the highest authority in the universe. So they made a bunch of new universes, and Majins went to go and kind of like help out in that place. And the Glins that we already found out, that's what he is. There are a bunch of Glins to visit the universes to kind of like monitor them and see what's going on. Earthlings and Saiyans were born after the universe was created. Backstory again. A bunch of his ancestors moved. Anyone could use warp to go between the realms back in the day, but Dabura's father, limited everyone's use of the warp, so that way you couldn't. So that's why Shin remained, but a lot of the Glins, his relatives, fled because they didn't like Dabura's father, because this is a Toriyama thing, so the names are pretty similar. That's sometime after that is when Shin became a Supreme Kai. He wasn't a Supreme Kai originally. Okay, so we gotta do. I know that I'm in a weird spot, but I will also say that this kit doesn't do a particularly great job of explaining how things go together, because it's a very small instruction booklet. And again, I understand that I am clearly not doing 100% myself here, but this doesn't seem like it wants to fit. But this is where it goes. It doesn't seem right. I don't know. I'm not 100% convinced I'm putting these parts in where they should go. We'll find out later if this is right. Well, that feels right. This doesn't feel right at all. One of these feels correct, so maybe I need to do it like this. Maybe. All right, that does feel better. Okay, that feels better. That feels better. Again, I don't know if this is correct, but this at least feels right, and that I cannot say that about everything I have done for this kit. So now I need A14. Oh yeah, and then Neva shows up, and Neva is laughing, and that's the end of the episode. And apparently, a lot of the Glind trees that made Shin and the others don't exist anymore, so his race could die out. And then Neva shows up, and Neva is laughing, and that's the end of the episode. Yes, Lord Crashington, Tony Storm is back as Tony Storm. Tony Storm, one of two things is happening with Tony Storm. One, the character of Tony Storm, who had a persona of timeless Tony Storm, is having a mental episode and now thinks that she is debuting back because she says on Collision, Tony Storm is all elite, and she is playing it off like she is the original Tony Storm and she has just arrived. Now, that could either be because the character is having some mental issues and has regressed in some way, because, of course, the timeless character is Tony Storm going through some stuff. Or the character of timeless Tony Storm is playing the role of new to AEW Tony Storm, and it's all an act to deceive Mariah May. And either way, if it's amnesia or a mental episode, that's very interesting. If it is a grand acting ploy, that's also fun and weird in its own way. So I like both options. I think both options are very fun, and I look forward to finding out what's going on with this character. But also, just happy to have Tony Storm back in AEW. I was going to ask if she's acting like Timeless. No, so we don't know. She's only been back for 3 days or 5 days. She showed up on Dynamite dressed as Tony Storm. She wrestled on Rampage as Tony Storm and did Tony Storm moves. And then she apparently appeared on Collision tonight, shook hands, and then after the match said, "I can't believe I'm saying this, Tony Storm is all elite." Yes. So she is either acting or acting. And either way, I think it's fun. What I don't think is fun is losing a piece of this kit somewhere in my room and having to find it, which I will do after the stream. I want to thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your night. We're going to call it there. That's going to be the end of the stream. I hope you have a great time, doing whatever it is you're up to tonight. I hope you have a great time with it. I am going to call things here. We are going to end things on a raid, though. That is how we end every stream around here, is with a raid. I'm going to go find someone doing cool shit and go spend some time with them. I hope you'll come along on that raid. We always end on the raid, except twice a year. Yes, except for 2 times where I didn't raid, but most times we raid, including tonight, because let me go find somebody doing cool shit that we want to go hang out with. How long have they been streaming? Well, I don't know how long they've been streaming, but we're going to go raid my friend Liz. Well, yeah, my friend Liz. I have no idea how long Liz is going to go, because sometimes on Saturday she streams for just an incredible long period of time. But Liz rules, and we're going to go hang out with her. I have to go back here and change this thing. Sorry, I got to hit the raid button here. So let's do that. I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. I hope you come along on this raid. My apologies for me in the second half of the stream just being kind of weird about stuff, but that happens. It unfortunately it does. But I want to thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Thanks so much for being around. I'll see you on Monday when I continue working on this model kit and hopefully have good news about the piece that I lost somewhere in this room. I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.